Hello and welcome back to lesson 4 of Humans versus Nature. We have a lot to talk about today in terms of continuing to make our earth a really happy place. And so let's begin by talking about our objectives and questions. Today, students will identify both positive and negative consequences of human interaction within the environment. I want you to think about, how does the earth feel about waste? Do we need landfills? Why or why not? We've talked a lot about pollution. We've talked about recycling. We've talked about trees and the need for trees. Now let's talk about what we do with waste, the things that we do not recycle. The first thing that I want you to look at is a video of what landfills look like all over the world. See if you notice some differences. What surprises you about what you see?
The world produces 3.5 million tons of waste every day. That's 10 times more than a century ago. And it will be 11 million tons by the end of this century. How do we dispose of it? And how do we decide what can be used again? I traveled to 6 different cities on 5 continents to explore the answers to these questions. I visited Jakarta, Tokyo, Lagos, Amsterdam, Sao Paulo, and New York. I actually realized that I knew very little about it. Especially in Western societies, we put our garbage back on the curbside and it's being picked up. We actually don't realize anymore what's happening after. And we surely don't realize how much we produce. It's funny to think that almost anything which we consider to be trash or waste is maybe not. It's a problem which I believe needs to be tackled on a global level. We're all driven by consumption. It's never enough anymore. The whole economy of where things also get reused or repaired doesn't exist anymore. I honestly feel that if we don't do anything, we're going to drown in our own waste. We can try to hide it to whatever extent we want, but it will come back to us.
What surprised you about that video? What did you see? Think about the recycling center. What did you see that was similar between the trucks that take up our recycling and the workers, and the garbage trucks, and the institutions or the big warehouses where they break down all of our trash? Today we're going to talk about trash. We're going to talk about the landfills. We're going to talk about what we should do and what we aren't doing to help our earth. One of the things that I want you to look at right now is this pie graph. A pie graph is a circle that is broken into pieces to help you understand what parts of the whole are used. So if you look at the pie graph here, the entire circle stands for all of the trash that we throw away. The tan part, a little bit more than half of the trash that we throw away, is put into a landfill. About 34% of the garbage is recycled or composted. Things like banana peels or apple cores, foods, those types of materials can actually be composted. And I'm going to show you later what a compost bin looks like so you can start saving your own scraps. Just a small percentage, 11%, is combusted and used for energy. But most of the trash actually goes into these giant landfills that you've seen. Composted garbage, food scraps and yard waste, you can help with. Think right now about the things that you've thrown away in the past 24 hours. Have you thrown away any food scraps that you could have used for compost? Now, look at the graph next to the pie graph. It's called a line graph, and it shows the difference between the trash from 1960 all the way to 2011, about 7 years ago. This is showing about 50 years of progression. That means growth of the trash that we throw away. The numbers aren't going down. Look at each of the different colored lines. They stand for the different types of materials that we use. You can see paper, glass, metals, plastic, food, yard trimmings, and all others. The reason that glass and metal and plastics haven't grown as much as all of the others is because we've developed ways to recycle those materials. We figured out ways to turn paper that is used into new paper that we can use again and again. Think about the recycling video and the recycling field trip that you took. What can we recycle? Paper, glass, metal, plastic. We can't recycle food, but we can turn it into compost. We can't recycle yard trimmings, but we can turn that into compost too. All of the other trash continues to grow and grow and grow because more people waste more things. Stop right now and think about your garbage. How much of your garbage is paper, glass, metal, plastics, food, yard trimmings, and then what else is left that you throw away? Pause and talk about it. I want to share with you some really interesting words that we are going to learn in the book and in the video that we watch. The words are on the tan screen. The first word is biodegradable. That means being capable of being decomposed or broken down by microorganisms, teeny tiny bugs such as bacteria. Methane is an invisible, so you can't see, odorless, no smell, flammable gas, also called natural gas. Organic. You might have heard of this when you go to the grocery store. Maybe you see organic fruit. It means having to do with or coming from living organisms. Toxic, poisonous, dangerous to life. Untreated. An added substance, such as a chemical, to improve, protect, or clean something. Our water is treated so that we can drink it. Now, as we go through the video and the book, I want you to find these words: biodegradable, methane, organic, toxic, and treated. And I want you to draw a picture or an image to go with each one. Here's our next video. It talks about a special new plastic. Listen and come up with one question after you've seen the video to ask.
Plastic pollution is a big problem for the environment. Plastics pollute our oceans, kill wildlife, and clog our landfills. Eventually, most plastics, including recycled plastics end up in landfills or as litter, where they'll remain for hundreds of years. Thankfully, Enso has the solution. It's called Enso Restore, the first plastics that are both recyclable and biodegradable. Here's how we do it. Biodegradable plastic products are made by mixing Enso Restore with standard plastic resins during the manufacturing process. Once the plastic product has been made, it is filled or packaged with your favorite product and sent to a store for purchase. When emptied or finished, and where possible, the plastic should be recycled. But that's not always the case. If plastic enhanced with Enso Restore should end up here, in landfill, and gets buried along with other trash, the organic material inside our additive attracts tiny microbes to the plastic. Microbes love plastics enhanced with Enso Restore. They secrete special enzymes, which turn the plastic into their favorite food, carbon, which they use for energy. The microbes completely digest plastics enhanced with Enso Restore, leaving behind only natural soil and gases. Just like a decaying tree, plastics enhanced with Enso Restore become part of the natural cycle of life. Whether plastics end up recycled or part of the waste stream, plastics treated with Enso Restore are the ideal environmental solution. Plastics make it possible. Enso makes it responsible. So, on your next purchase, look for the Enso logo. You'll know you're doing the right thing.
What did you notice about the plastics in the video? Did it make you want to go and look for things that had this logo? You can usually see things that are recycled by the arrow sign that's shaped like a triangle. This logo is different, and it shows you that it's made of the special material that not only can be recycled, but can also be broken down by microorganisms once it hits the soil. What do you wonder about this and other inventions? What are some things that we can do to help the earth instead of putting things in the landfills? Think about it and write about it.